Hello. For our final presentation, we are going to talk about the Cal Poly Pomona men's soccer team. My name is Shovik, we have Eshel, and we have Sergi. The Cal Poly Pomona men's soccer team is a successful Division II program within the NCAA Division II and the California Collegiate Athletic Association, which is the conference in which it represents here in California. As a university, we have 665 CCAA titles and 14 NCAA championships. For the Cal Poly Pomona soccer team, our most recent CCAA championship took place in 2014. And over the course of our presentation today, we're going to discuss the recent rebranding of the Cal Poly Pomona men's soccer team with a new and improved marketing objective and plan to help maintain a larger audience for the future.
Okay, so next we're going to talk about the SWOT analysis. The strength of the Cal Poly Pomona men's soccer team are international soccer talent, successful Division II program, and recent rebranding with new logos. The last coach in the program, Yossi Raz, has recruited players from Sweden, Spain, Israel, Mexico, and England in his 4 years coaching the team. By that, he opened a new market that is not very developed in Division Two soccer in Southern California. The last coach, Yossi Raz, also brought a lot of success to the team. In the last 3 years, the team won one CCAA championship, two CCAA tournament championships, one West Regional title, and one time going all the way to the final of the NCAA national tournament. The team also earned a handful of individual awards, such as All American players and All Region players. Last year, the athletic department decided to change the logo Bronco. Um, in the picture on the right, you can see the old logo as well as the new one. Next, we'll be talking about the weaknesses. Lack of soccer popularity means that it is extremely difficult to change college culture. American college kids love football, basketball, and baseball, but soccer is just not their favorite sport. Therefore, it is harder to attract college students to a soccer game. The second weakness is outdated stadium. The Cal Poly Pomona Kellogg Stadium is old, small, and not appropriate for an official NCAA game. This leads us to the last weakness, which is lack of resources. Because of funding problems, the men's soccer team does not practice in ideal conditions. From the shared locker room with the high school, all the way to the quality of the field and equipment. Everything is just not optimal. For opportunities, we have new YouTube licensing agreement to stream all CCAA games live. The men's soccer team, as well as the rest of the department, are going to be streamed live every time they compete in the CCAA. Second, in the last 3 years, the Cal Poly Pomona men's soccer team has earned more CCAA awards than any other team in the division. Each year, we had at least three players in the first team All CCAA, a great accomplishment for a team that 4 years ago had three wins all season, without even thinking about awards. Last but not least, social engagement in the campus community. The team is extremely involved in almost every social slash goodwill activity on campus. The culture we try to create is that if we want the community to come support us, we need to first support them. In the picture, you can see the coach and a couple of players in walk a mile in her shoes, a campaign against women abuse. The main threats for bringing more fans to watch home games are commuter school negative effects and soccer being a false season sport. As a commuter school, Cal Poly Pomona naturally has a harder time making students more connected to the school, and soccer is just the same way. Second, as a fall sport, soccer season starts at the beginning of September and ends at the beginning of December. With Cal Poly works in a quarter system, school starts only in October, which means that the soccer season is played for a month out of 3 months, with no students to watch the games because the students are not there. Isn't it absurd? We think so too. So, next, we're going to talk about the team's goals and objectives. The main goal on the field would be to become a main competitor in the NCAA. The most effective way of a sport team to gain popularity is performance. After the last 3 years, the Cal Poly Pomona men's soccer team wants to become a big name in the NCAA. The easiest and quickest way to do that is by reaching the objective of winning an NCAA national title in the next 5 years. Another main goal of the soccer team is to increase attendance in games. The measurable objective that will help us achieving that goal is 500 attendees every home game next year. This objective is reachable, achievable, and was determined based on recent years' data. The last goal is to increase donation funding. Every dollar could help the next season to be better. Just to give you guys an example, the team competed with us in the final of the NCAA 2 years ago had a budget of $1 million to the department. It is unnecessary to mention that we, as a state school, are far away from that number. The majority of the team's equipment come from private donators. Therefore, it is extremely important objective to add at least 5 new donators before the beginning of next season.
Let's first take a look at our situational analysis. The CPP men's soccer team is a successful Division II soccer program with a recent NCAA championship appearance where they were the runner-up when they lost to Simon Fraser University in 2014. The team has a high influx of international talent, with over one-third of its roster being comprised of over players from international countries. In addition to that, we also have a recent licensing deal with Nike, one of the largest apparel providers in all of the United States, and this will allow us to sponsor them and wear their gear, including warm-up jackets, jerseys, socks, shorts, and even shoes during all of our games, and allow us to sell Cal Poly Pomona licensed gear at pop-up stores at each of our home games at Kellogg Stadium. As we continue on in our situational analysis, Cal Poly Pomona men's soccer does play in a branded stadium, which is officially named Kellogg Stadium, with the inspiration coming behind the founder of our university, Clark W. Kellogg. And the strength of having a branded stadium is with a large number of audiences attendance, it could definitely help us increase our reach in all of LA in Southern California. The last big point is that we are a member of the NCAA's best Division II conference, the California Collegiate Athletic Association, whose company headquarters are in San Ramon, California, with 13 teams, all comprised within the state of California, a part of the conference. For our home games, we expect our spectators to primarily be males, females, and youths, roughly aged from around 8 to 25 years old. We expect these students to be in the middle class range and quite enthusiastic and very prideful of the Cal Poly Pomona Bronco logo, which we hope can help us for each of our home games and give us a true home field advantage. The Cal Poly soccer season takes place usually in the fall time of our calendar year. Our main competitor during this time on campus will be the Cal Poly Pomona women's volleyball team, a successful Division II program with a recent CCAA tournament appearance. More so, we're going to be competing with the apparel provider of Adidas, who is very popular in the Los Angeles area. And in addition to that, we're going to be competing with many universities in the Southern California region. The biggest universities near us are going to be the top soccer programs, consistent of UCLA and UCSB. to schools currently sponsored by Adidas. Next, we also will have UC Riverside, which is located about 30 miles south of us, and they do compete in the Division One. And they will also be a primary competitor of us as they are also sponsored by Adidas. And our last primary competitor is going to be our biggest competitor within the CCAA, our biggest rival, the UCSD Tritons, otherwise known as the University of California at San Diego. Their successful program and recent NCAA tournament appearances make them a quite viable target and a very difficult opponent, which means that we're going to be competing with them for years to come. When it comes to regulation and the government effect, NCAA sports are quite regulated. Recently, the Cal Poly Pomona had some sanctions written down, and these were self-imposed sanctions from our athletic director, who is here posted on the right, Brian Swanson. These sanctions were essentially caused because one of our soccer players had received improper benefits before he had played at the University of Cal Poly. And because of this, and the NCAA did fine Cal Poly and prohibited them from giving out 5 scholarships this past calendar year. And more so, NCAA regulations are very strict, and they do have regular drug testing, which is comprised here at Cal Poly Pomona and takes place on a random basis. The CCAA also governs Cal Poly when it comes to California sports, with its lead office located in the Walnut Creek, San Ramon area of California. In addition to that, the CCAA tournament, which takes place usually at home and home locations and will finally finish at Cal State Stanislaus, is very big and is a big moment of the year for the Cal Poly Pomona soccer team and its large reach in the state of California. Let's take a look at the market trends right now in Southern California for the potential of the Cal Poly Pomona soccer team. A new infused redshirt program here at Cal Poly allows some players to take a year off of playing and focus on training and regiment and schooling to allow them to play an extra year at the end of their collegiate years. In addition to that, the Cal Poly has Pomona logo has been rebranded recently and become a bit more modernized, if you will, and allows us to take a true advantage of this logo as it really looks great on our Cal Poly Pomona soccer jerseys. In addition to that, there's a new MLS Major League Soccer team in the LA area coming in 2019 called LAFC. And this has definitely increased the reach of soccer with now 2 professional teams in LA. Last but certainly not least, an international exchange program that we have here at Cal Poly to add an influx of talent from students such as Barcelona, Israel, and even Sweden can be big to increase our campus diversity and definitely increase campus camaraderie during the soccer season. Earlier this year, the soccer program did receive some sad news as the former head coach, Yossi Raz, accepted the position at UC Irvine, a Division I soccer school located in Irvine, California. Luckily for Cal Poly, the assistant coach, Adam Reeves, was named the acting head coach. Luckily for Cal Poly Pomona Soccer, Adam has an abundance of NCAA tournament experience and also played at Cal State Fullerton nearby, so he understands the Southern California soccer landscape. In addition to that, Adam Reeves was instrumental in being able to recruit some of the international talent here at Cal Poly, which is why by keeping Reeves allows us to still maintain continuity with the current crop of players who all knew Yossi and the increased influx of talent that can come in the future through international soccer relationships.
So for marketing strategies, what does the CPP men's soccer team do to attract more spectators, make people buy CPP men's soccer gear, and make other student athletes commit to the program? So first of all, they do publicity of the games through Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook accounts. Mainly Instagram and Twitter, since they are more focused to the young market. And then they also invite youth teams to the games in order to have more fans, and they also give them a ticket valid for a hot dog and a drink at the concession stand. Sometimes it's just like a free item, but it's usually like food or a Gatorade or or candy stuff that kids like. And then we also have they also promote the games around campus with different types of posters. So you could find one like right outside of the gym, for example. There's also like some around the BSC, so students get to know what's going on for the soccer team. So more marketing strategies. They also host ID camps where other players from the school or from other school can pay a reasonable amount of money and show their skill to the coaching staff, and they can even like get recruited in case they have good skills. So it's a good opportunity for other student athletes. Um, and they also offer visits to potential recruits in order to show them how the program works in terms of style of play. So we invite them to games, academics. So how does the school work? How do we have a study room just for students, and then the facilities we show them, locker room, our stadium. Um, we also showed them the training room, stuff like that. And then we also offer like free pizza, drinks, shirts, and other CPP items for the first 50 or 100 students that go to the game. So that kind of promotion is more to attract students from the school to the games, since sometimes the time of the games is not very good for students. So we have to do like some promotions in order to attract more people. And then another promotion. This one is a little bit more general for athletics in general, but selling Bronco gear at the bookstore. So here we have the different CPP promotions. On the left we have a picture from Twitter from the Cal Poly Pomona account. They mentioned the CPP men's soccer account too. So it says time for CPP men's soccer kickoff. Great support tonight from the local sports community. So we can see that there's like a couple teams use, so they probably got that promotion of like a free hot dog and a free drink. And then there's also a link to YouTube in order to watch the game online. And then on the right we have it's game day promotion. This is one of the most used promotions for these type of games, especially for soccer, basketball, whatever. Um, so they mentioned the CCA, our conference, and then they also mentioned our personal account, CPP Men's Soccer account, and the LA Golden Eagles. That in this case it was Cal State LA. So that's the different promotions that we have for CPP Men's Soccer. And now we are here on the marketing mix, the 4Ps. We have product. So for the CPP Men's Soccer, it's like mainly entertainment to the spectators that go to the games. And also there's the possibility to acquire Bronco gear in the bookstore, but it's not really personalized to the CPP men's soccer team. It's more like a general type of gear, so it's more focused on entertainment and just um, make the students and parents and all the friends that come to the games just make them have a good time. And now price, it's usually $5 to get in the stadium if you're not a student or you're not on the guest list. It's usually other coaches that come to the games, or just people that from the community that want to support the team. So as I said, CPP students and player guests go in for free. And then on the other hand, we have ID camps for players that want to try out for the team. And they're usually around $70. They include a Bronco gear. I believe it's a CPP men's soccer shirt. And they also include lunch. And then for the place, games are in the Kellogg Stadium. CPP men's soccer team also represents the school outside of campus. They usually go to the CCA and CAA championships. So it is important for the CPP men's team to give a good image outside of school and promote themselves in a good way. And then for promotion, the CPP men's soccer mainly uses Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter accounts. Also, they have a specific section in the CPP Broncos official website. They also invite teams to the games and also encourage students to come through different to come through the game through different promotions, like food or free items. I believe they offer the free charger ones for your car. Um, and then they also the CPB men's soccer team promotes itself by its accomplishments on and off the field. So um, 2 years ago, we went to the NCAA Division Two, so that is a huge impact in the community and in the conference. So other players want to come to our program, and then we are also involved in school events such as the Stop Violence events that we had at school. So we can see a picture here on Twitter um, of some of our players representing our team and just supporting the cause. So for the consultation to the business owner, first of all, we think that the CPP men's soccer team does an amazing job in terms of entertaining spectators, since they're always fighting for the CCA championship, the conference championships, and also the national championships. What this does is just attract more players that would be able to fit in our program, elite student athletes that would change our program. So on the other hand, though, we think that they could improve their facilities since the locker rooms are really old, and one of the most important things is the size of the field, since it's too small to host potential championships. So let's say that the CPP men's soccer team is the number one in the West region. They couldn't host potential championships uh, at their field. They would have to go to other schools close by, like Mount Sac or Azusa, instead in order to host this championship. So that wouldn't be a good thing for them in terms of promotion and just attracting more students to the games. Um, we also think that communication with students should improve a little bit because there are a lot of students that do not know when the games are being played. Um, it's true that they promote it through Twitter, but some students do not have Twitter or do not really check Twitter. So we think that an email to every single CPP student would attract more spectators to the games. And then, last but not least, in order to promote the team everywhere people go, we think that the CPP men's soccer team should have personalized gear for fans. So either in the bookstore or um, in a website online. Like I know that the basketball team they have a specific like section in the East Bay website. So I think that that would be good in order to promote the team and also make other friends or parents, even parents, yeah, proud of the CPP men's soccer team. So thank you guys, and I'll see you in class.